Everybody, what's going on? Everybody, everywhere that's listening, if you are on my Facebook feed right there, that I know you can't hear all the questions that are coming in because they're coming from the booth. But reason why I'm doing Facebook Live so that those would look at that and go like, "What's that?" To tell you to go to rolloutstudios.com and then click on live, and you get the show Opinion Nation, which I host, and it's gonna be a great show today. Got my engineer in the booth, Nick, making sure everything flows smooth. And we got a guest today. We got a great show, man. We know last week we talked a lot about the Central Park Five, and it's I don't think 1 week is enough. Maybe not even 1 month is enough to keep this in the public eye, public attention, because these prosecutors need to be held accountable. This Linda, we call her Linda Unfairstein. Yeah, Mark Howard, comedian. I said I like that. So I'm giving him credit. See, I'll tell other comics, it's not plagiarism, it's not thievery if you give credit. So Mark said that it's the Unfairstein, Linda Unfairstein, who is catching hell right now. She's losing her gigs, they lost her agent, book deals, everything, shutting down because they know they was wrong. She know she was wrong. And the thing that really ticks me off the most is that she has no remorse and won't even admit it. That I could have been wrong. I could have made a mistake. Maybe I was a little bit overzealous. Come on, you got the person that did it, and you still don't want to even face science. Just science you don't want to face. You just have so much hate in your heart. Also, stay out of the Dominican Republic, people. Stay out of the Dominican. If I know you, I love you. Stay out of the Dominican Republic. Right now, they're having a problem with something in the wet bar, something in the mini bar that's at the 7-Up or Crown Royal. Not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it's making people dead. So if you got to go to Dominican, don't go to a hotel. And if you got to go to a hotel, don't go to the mini bar. And if you got to go to the mini bar, stay away from the Sprite and the liquor. So now you're just back to just getting water, which you should have just did anyway. You stop out at 7-Eleven, pick that up, should be pretty safe. Also, special goodbye to a legend of my hometown that was really a character, to say the least. They came up through the ranks and to the hip hop world, and we lost a good one there. And also Nancy Pelosi, man, I think she is turning gangster. I really believe this bitch is gay. She said she don't want to impeach Trump. She want Trump to go to jail. That was before this fool done what he just did recently. Now he has totally lost his mind. After he already said that he did not do any collusion at all whatsoever with Russians. He didn't do any. Russians had anything to do with his election. Russians did not help him. He slipped up and said he did, and he corrected said he didn't. Now he just came out and said that he would accept help from any foreign government on dirt who has dirt on the opponent in the American election. That is illegal. That is against the law. That if Barack Obama had dreamt that, if he just dreamt it, and someone in his dream told it on him, they would impeach them by the morning. This is so much bullshit. I can't believe you people. I can't believe you Republicans. I can't believe the Senate. What the hell is going on? What does he have to do? Eat a baby on live TV? Come on, man. This is bull. This man is colluding. This man is collaborating. I'm surprised he ain't cut an album with Putin by now. And it's like nobody gives a shit. It's like, well, let's see what you do next. Let's see what else he does. Let's see what you do now. And Nancy Pelosi, if you don't come on, it's like, shit'll get out the pot now, because shit's stinking. Whether you should or not, you sitting there long enough, something going on, because this show's stanky. Do something. Impeach this dude, man. I don't care if whatever happens, happen. You got to set a precedent, or do not set a new precedent by not impeaching a person in office. And you sending a message that the president is above the law. And if little Johnny Negro on the corner ain't above the law and gonna do 20 years for a rock of cocaine, well, I don't think the president should be walking on all this shit that he's doing. That's just my opinion. That's what this show is about. It's called Opinion Nation. Shit, everybody got an opinion. Everybody, and that's just my opinion. So, I ain't mean to get off on a rant. But first, before we get started, I have to always, and I'm very grateful to thank my sponsors. I sponsor a social workout studio. If you know you're in the San Fernando Valley and you know you're getting a little tubby around the stomach, all you got to do is go check out Alice at Social Workout Studio. It's located in Chatsworth, 21141 Devonshire Street. Small group training, $25, man. Tell you, once you get started and you start seeing everybody else burn that sweat and you start feeling it gets contagious, next thing you know, you there, you know, lost that, dropped those pounds, and you ready to put that two-piece on. Okay, one piece with cutouts, but you know what I'm saying. But just call Alice, 310-902-5387, 310-902-5387, the Social Workout Studio. Or just go to her website, socialworkoutstudio.com or workingoutwithalice.com. Check out, y'all. Alice is pretty cool. She gonna get you right. You see her pictures? See that? She ain't just got that just by genetics. Took a little bit more than just genetics.
Hey, yeah, man. I told you she came on the show.
Yeah, she came out on rollout.
Yeah, so she's supposed to. First of all, I gotta tell you, 'cause you my dog, man. Everybody said you were stupid. I mean, the chat room lit up.
I know. Because everybody associate happiness with the size of a boy's butt.
Yeah, man.
But no pun or but intended. Alice is sweet. She's a sweet person, man.
Yeah, man. So she's supposed to give Speedy some training.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Speedy.
Yeah, and so we're gonna document it and see how it goes.
Oh my God, she's gonna kill Speedy. Yeah. Make sure she document when he throws up, because that's hilarious.
Yeah, so we're gonna document. Shouts out to Alice, man.
Yeah, big shout out to Alice. Alice, for those that don't know, that Alice is my ex-wife. We actually did something different when we got married. Got married in 3 weeks, eloped with the Vegas while I was taping this TV show. And then we got married, and she went separate ways to, not separate ways, she went back to Dallas, I went back to LA, and then eventually we came back together. And we were married for 5 years after only knowing each other for 3 weeks. And actually bought a lot of property. We bought more property than I bought my whole life in my other marriages. But that's another story for another day. I digress. And I'm very also excited to announce that we have our second sponsor. Get the hell out of here. No, I will not. That's right, y'all. The law offices of Derek Sean Tucker Esquire, specializing in workers' compensation, civil matters. If you got a problem with the neighbor next door, don't take a hoe to him, hoe as a garden tool. You take it to court, and you take Derek with you. Contract negotiation, making that big deal. You want to take them with you. And, of course, personal injury. In California, you slip down, they sue you for anything. Anything you can get sued for in the state of California. So you want to have a good personal injury attorney. Derek's office is also located in Woodland Hills in the San Fernando Valley at 21550 Oxnard Street in Woodland Hills. You need an excellent attorney? Give Derek a call. 818-274-3055. Again, that's 818-274-3055. The law offices of Derek Sean Tucker. He's a brother. What? Yes, he is. A brother. Get your ass out of trouble. The law offices of Derek Sean Tucker. 818-274-3055. The second official sponsor of Opinion Nation. That's cool, man. All right. So, I'm happy. In spite of what's going on with our, I don't know what's wrong with our president, man. I had planned to talk about one thing specifically, but I guess I'm gonna talk more about the president when I bring Derek in, because Derek is a lawyer and he specializes in constitutional law too. So some of y'all who may not understand why certain things can't be done, or why Donald Trump is doing something that's wrong, that you was like, if you do it. Well, that's just a little piece of paper that was written a long, long time ago. A lot of pages. Very, I think it was 18 articles. I'm not sure it was. That was the Bill of Rights, whatever it was. I'm old. That's been a long time ago, and that's why I'm a comedian and an actor and not a historian, but or an attorney. But we're going to talk about the constitutionality of some of this stuff, or the lack thereof, that Donald Trump is doing in the White House, and we're paying for this. We are paying for this. You remember when he clowned Barack Obama for playing golf? He wasn't going to play half as much. He has played more golf than Barack Obama could play the rest of his life, as far as rounds and amount of money that it has cost the government. There's no truth in him. The man just lies. He's lied so much. I thought it was a new thing on at the Taco Bell menu. Can I get some lies and fries? They lies. They just lied everywhere, and I'm just like sick of it. So now he says that he would accept help from a foreign country who had dirt on an opponent here in the United States. So let's get this right. He would accept something from a person in another country, let's say a dictator of some sort, who may have had information on something about a person here in this country, United States of America, that could damage them in an election against him. See, it doesn't sound like this is the president for the United States. This is the president of Donald Trump. This is a business deal that's going to benefit him. And his businesses that he has, hotels alone, that's been like 22 countries have stayed in his hotel, and he's benefiting from this. He's getting paid. This is his company. This is his money. He did not break himself off from this. This is all his paper. He didn't think he had to. So, people getting favors in a quid pro quo situation is always in return of a favor. That's why the emoluments clause was put there in the first place. But we stupid, or we Republicans and don't give a shit. And that's what bothered me. Only one Republican has stood up and said that, hey, that's a problem. I mean, the Democrats say it's a problem, but we don't want to do nothing because they might mess up the election. So we need more proof. I don't know what more proof do we need. He said he didn't talk to the Russians. Today he said he would. You don't see nothing wrong with it. If you didn't see anything wrong with it now, you said you would, then clearly you did. Or are we stupid? I'm just sick of it. And it's funny how all this is tied up together with the Central Park Five. Because he had something, obviously, everybody know about to do with that. It's like this man he just got his hands in everything. And it's all like spoiled mashed potatoes and his fingers in it. Nobody want to eat that. I don't know what's going to be done about him. But I think at some point, at some time, Nancy Pelosi need to go ahead on and pull the plug and say, hey, we need to go and impeach this son of a bitch. You already threatened to put him in jail. That is about as unprofessional as he is. So now let's go for it. Let's go ahead on and impeach him. At least start the inquiry. We're going to talk more about that with a person that knows a little bit more about that type of law, constitutionality, a constitutional law, or the constitutionality of the laws that we have today, or lack thereof. And then he done pretty much picked the Supreme Court, or trying to change and shape the Supreme Court so that he can do what the hell he want to do. It's like, I feel like we're being pimped, man. I feel like I'm a worker out here just picking up the rock and transferring the paper up the ladder to him. And he living high on a hog, man. I forgot how many millions of money, how many millions of money, the tax money didn't benefit us at all. It went to the rich. Millions and millions upon they already got it. Did none of it benefit us. And then you want to be against anti-abortion. You want to take you take the money away from them, and now you take the right to choose from them. So now they can't even afford it if they could choose. So now they got to go down the alley somewhere and die. This man's got to go. Impeach this son of a bitch. I don't even care if he wins. At least show some balls and try it. Got to do something. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with my man Derek Sean Tucker, Esquire, attorney. If you got any questions, any comments, you got anything you want to say, and that's going to be about the topic, it's going to be about anything. It could be about Kevin Durant. Oh, my God, that was awful. That was awful. I see y'all. That's my boys. Pleasantville, TK. What's happening, man? Terry. Hey, man, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Daryl, what's up, man? So, anyway, give me a call. The calling number is 747-888-3082. That's 747-888-3082. Shout out to my neighborhood, Pleasantville, where I grew up. Shout out to the HPD, where I worked for 10 years. Man, I still can't get over the surprise I got when Lance Stewart called me out the blue on the show. And I recognized his voice. And I hadn't talked to him in 20 years. But we rode that street together. Yup. Pro that block, man. And we still alive. Still here to talk about it. We're gonna talk about more on Opinion Nation. And you come right back. It's David Raybon. All right, we're back to Opinion Nation. I'm your host, David Raybon. And thank you guys once again for joining us. If you call and I missed your call, we was on break. Call us back. Sitting with me today is the second sponsor. I'm so proud to announce that I have two sponsors of the show, which is great because the sponsors, just like they sponsor, they put me here, which basically made me make it affordable so I can pay Nick to do what he does for me here. I just enjoy having a place where I can talk shit. My girl told me, you got a lot of information, and it's like, it's like when you live as long as I have, you just have so much shit in your head. So this is what we are. But I want to bring on attorney Derek Sean Tucker. Yeah, we got a phone call. He's a attorney. He got these big books up here, constitutional law. But hold on, Derek, we got a phone call. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
This is Rodney Big. I'm calling from Houston, Texas. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Rodney, what's happening, man? What is going on?
Not much.
Rodney
Oh
Bigham
man,
is a comedian out of Houston. We started doing comedy together. He has a radio show every. Make sure you tell the name of your show in Houston.
it's the comedy break with Rodney Bigham on 92kelz.com, and we do it every Monday through Friday from noon to 2 Central Time. So, yeah,
Cool.
but I'm calling about the Kevin Durant situation right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's a big boy,
Right.
and he made his decision. I think the comeback was inspirational to the team, but where I think the mistake was made was the trainer made a mistake last night. If
Mm-hmm.
you go back and watch that game. Kevin was playing pretty good, and he looked like he was loose, and then they iced him. They put ice on him, but he came out of the game in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They iced his leg on the sideline, and I noticed that the ice was way below the calf, so it was around the Achilles tendon area.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anything about sports and pull muscles and strain muscles, you could be hurting, and once you warm up, you can move around. As long as you stay warm, you stay loose or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. That muscle
Right.
is flexible. They
Right.
froze it. They froze it on the sideline, and he went out there and he snapped it. So playing him wasn't the mistake. Icing him in the middle of the game was the mistake,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Um, I hate it happened. A lot of people was down on the Toronto fans saying that they were cheering his injury. I don't think they were cheering his injury. I think they got caught up in the fact that he's not going to play no more because he was kicking their butt.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So I think,
I know initially when he went down, they were cheering that he basically had went down. Later on, it hit like, oh damn, he might be out. You even saw Drake completely go from one, from cheering him to oh my god, oh man.
the whole Drake situation where everybody Drake is annoying. You got to realize they're friends. Drake is a young millionaire. They're young millionaires. They have to hang out with each other. They're
Mm-hmm.
friends. They're just out there trash talking, man.
Mm-hmm.
So when the guy got hurt, yeah, Drake was. It's one of his friends got hurt. Did he want to win the game? Yeah, he wanted to win the game. That's all friendly competition.
Yeah.
You know. I actually, when I was in high school playing football, I worked with a linebacker from one of my rival teams. We were friends, but that Friday night in the Astrodome, when they was kicking our behind, we were.
With friends in.
Yeah, they kicked our butt pretty good. But but yeah, man, that's all part of the game. And like I said, I think the fans got caught up in yes, he's back out because
Yeah.
he was him and Steph together was gonna blow him out.
Well,
It was gonna blow him out.
Kevin came out and said, and I think it was a tweet that he wanted to play. It's nobody's fault. He made a decision. He wanted to play. He wanted to give his team a chance to win. It was the finals, and he did what he thought he needed to
Yeah,
do. I think
because
everybody would have done the same thing. Been
yeah, and if
face.
he hadn't have came back and they lose, then would have been
Hmm.
Kevin should have did so. And forever would have been what if.
In the
So
finals too. See, it'd be
yeah,
different if it was doing a regular season game. But
right.
you failed to come back when your team needed you and they were down 3-1. It's all about, dude, you got to
And
come out at least fall down on the floor and let us carry you out. And he pretty
he
much that's what
tried.
he did. He tried, yeah.
But if you go back and look, man, and watch when he comes out for his first break, that trainer was over there and wrapped that leg with ice. And I said to myself right then, That's a mistake.
Should have
Why is he
put
putting ice on that?
put heat on it instead,
He
probably.
should have put heat on it. Should have had him on the bicycle, staying loose. You know how they had the bike on the sideline and at the football games when those guys have hamstring injuries and stuff of that nature. They keep them warm, keep them loose. You don't
Yeah,
let them get cold because once that muscle get cold, it's gonna tighten back up, man. And
yeah.
he put ice on it. I couldn't understand that.
Well, he'll be chilling out for a year, so we'll, we'll see
Well,
you
the
in
the, the good thing about
2021.
that is the good thing about that is NBA money is guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
he still has a contract with Golden State. He just had the option to opt out.
And he's probably gonna they probably gonna give him I think they're gonna give him a max 4 year and say, hey man, listen, we know you're hurt now. Don't worry about it. Just chill for a year. Here's some paper, and we got you stacked with another 4 years, and it's all good. And they're gonna like, hey, just stay here. You might well stay here. Shit, you might as
I
well.
mean, he's purely the best shooter in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I say
Golden.
between him, cause Steph Curry can't get the broadside of a barn anymore.
Well, Steph is a streaky shooter.
Yeah, well, his streak is off
He's
right
always
now.
been a streaky shooter. You know,
Yeah.
he get on the streak and he kill you. You know, and Steph will shoot from the locker room and from the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
But you know, this kid here, he's the best player on the team. But and this might sound stupid, I think it's a better team without him.
Yeah.
The team is better without him. But
Yeah.
now let's not forget they beat him
Right. Right. Right.
before he came over there.
Yeah. Good
You know,
point.
they have a big three. Is Steph and Draymond and the other kid.
Yeah, what's his name?
Klay Thompson.
Boogie Cousins is actually getting better. So he getting his legs up under him, and when he get his stuff rolling, that's a big boy. He's hard to stop.
We knew they were gonna lose game three because they had to sit Clay. They had to sit Clay down because he was hurt.
Hmm.
So Steph tried to do it all by himself in that game. He just can't. It's just like the Rockets. You can't win with one player.
Oh yeah. He can score 60 points and still lose by 40.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Steph had 47 points. It wasn't enough.
Hmm.
The bearded dude has 47 points. It's not enough. But when you got 30 and he got 30 and he got 20, I mean, yeah, we can get it done like that. So,
Well, by now I'm gonna cut you off, man. But I got my lawyer sitting up here, Derek Sean Tucker. We're gonna be talking about this Linda Fairstein. The lady prosecuted those boys in Central
I
Park
think she
5.
should be in jail. She should be in jail, David.
Dude, you know what? I have to be careful because I don't want to get in
I
trouble.
understand you have to be careful, but I don't. The bitch should be in jail.
Hey, what was your name, brother?
Rodney.
Rodney, you lucky I ain't charging about an hour, man.
Why is that?
Because you've been going on for a long time. Nah, I'm just messing with you, man.
He a comedian and a talk show host, so he do.
Man. And I live by myself, so I learn to talk a lot.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it, Rodney.
I supporting you any way I can, my brother.
All right, man. You take care of it. Talk to you soon.
Take care, brother.
Yeah. So, this lady, okay. I know you're not in criminal law. Well, where'd you go to school? Where'd you get all your?
Well, that's a long story, my brother. I didn't start studying to become a lawyer until I was 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was a midlife career change for me. I went to a small school called Abraham Lincoln University right here in Los Angeles that accommodated people that were working full time as I was, and allowed me to be able to study and work and support my family at the same time. And that journey in itself, it was pretty darn difficult, but I pulled it out and made it happen. No, I am not a criminal law attorney. I'm not a constitutional law attorney. However, in your law school study, you will study various aspects of the law, including criminal law, constitutional law, criminal procedure, civil procedure. So you get a broad understanding of the different areas of law. So while I'm not an expert in those areas, I just play one on TV. I'm versed enough to talk about them intelligently.
Well, let me ask you this: Linda Fairstein, basically, I think at least is Miss DuVernay's amazing documentary she did on Netflix, When They See Us, is accurate. what she did basically was sold out these kids to the justice system, and then wrote and made money out of it. She's got books, but what she had book deals. Everything's been yanked off the shelf. Which means that when I always say when the white people get pissed, you really fucked up. You know what I mean?
I would agree with you there. Yeah.
But what can be done to her? I mean, literally. I mean,
Well,
without anybody going to jail.
right. Let me say this. The information I have about what happened is limited to the documentaries and the film and things of that nature. So I don't have any basis really to give a firm opinion on what she actually did, other than what's depicted in the films. Right.
Right.
What it boils down to is whether or not she intentionally tried to insert false information or things of that nature into the case. From the film, it looks like what she did is what any prosecutor really does, which is to build a case. Okay. Oftentimes, when you are trying to build a case against a perpetrator of a crime, there's not a lot of evidence. As in the case of the Central Park Five, there wasn't a lot of physical evidence. So when you're facing that kind of situation, what you want to do is build the case with whatever other types of evidence or testimony that you can find. In this case, the testimony that was the most compelling was the confessions.
That they beat out of them.
That according to the films and according to
And
their story.
and you almost got to know that happened. I mean, I was a cop for 10 years, and I know that happened. I know that happened. If you shoot a cop, we're gonna beat the shit out of you to figure out why, who helped you. That's just going. If you kill a baby, we're gonna beat the shit out of you until you tell us why, or somebody pulls us off of you. That's just human nature. They can forget all those shit about you're not professional. Let somebody fuck with the wrong person in your family, and see how your professionality just go right out the window. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just human nature.
Right.
But the thing with this woman is today, after the evidence has proven, the DNA evidence, which is basically prima facie, has proven the guy who did it, the guy confessed. And she still says these guys were guilty. This is just the sixth guy. This is,
That's her theory. And she's entitled to her theory.
Right.
And the other
no
part of it is
physical
that,
evidence, like nothing on her from the other four guys on the victim.
That's correct. That's
You know,
correct.
nothing
That's absolutely-
corroborate that.
according to the films.
Right.
And because I don't know what evidence was there, but if the films and the documentaries are accurate, then yes, that is true. There was no other physical evidence from any of those five
None.
young men at the scene.
Right.
The other issue that you're going to come across with this whole thing in trying to get some kind of retribution from her is that, this all happened back in 1989.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations has run.
I'd be happy for an apology there.
Well, yeah.
I'd be like, hey, I'm sorry, I
here's what
fucked
you
up.
do. Here's what you can do. Because your question was, what can you do, right? What you can do is, first of all, the first thing that we do is we have to learn from this experience as parents, and we have to parents of young, brown, black, yellow children, that we have to become educated about how the justice system works, how how our rights and our children's rights might be affected if they are pulled over or arrested for any reason. Unfortunately, we have to begin to know the system and how it works so that we can best protect ourselves against these kinds of things happening. In the the Central Park 5 case, you know, there were some things that only if these children had known, and I know it's a long stretch to expect 14 and 15 and 16-year-old kids to have to know the intricacies and ins and outs of police procedure and constitutional rights.
Did you see the original the original kids? They in the original interrogation.
Yes.
They're like babies, dude.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, okay, yeah, that's what you say. You know what I mean? It's just blatant coercion.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, my thing with her, and then we'll take a break, is that I just think she could just come out and say, you know, hey, if I may have made a mistake, I apologize.
We would all love for her to do that.
You know, but she's like doubling down on the shit, and now going after Ava DuVernay.
Yeah. So again, you know, that's her right.
Yeah.
And as ugly as it is,
that's why she always gonna be guilty in the eyes of everybody black.
As ugly as it is, and as much as I disagree with the outcome of it, you have to respect that, because you would want the same opportunity if you were in her shoes to be able to express yourself and be opinionated in your way, the way that you want to, right? So that has to be protected.
Yeah.
Now, we might not like it, and it may not be the way that we want it to be, but at the end of the day, that is what makes America such a great country, because we have the right to be able to hold our own opinions and express them freely. As long as we're not talking about,
Hurting nobody.
Or you know,
Can't
inciting violence and all that.
Right.
That's a different story.
Unless you're Donald Trump, we can do that. He does it all the time. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Really quick. I have
got some questions?
Yeah, two quick questions from the chat room. The first one is from Judah NYC. He says that Caucasian people have always had a history of being evil. So why do we expect remorse in any way, shape, or form?
That's a good question.
Well, I just personally, myself, I hate to generalize about all people. You know, Judah, there are people, you know, that are of the Caucasian ethnicity that don't fall into that category. I know it may seem as though that is not the case in some instances, but you know, in fact, our American history, throughout our American history, there have been plenty of Caucasian people who were and are awake to the plight of colored people, or but I don't like to say colored people. That's an old-fashioned word, but
yeah, that's almost a bad word.
Brown or black people, you know.
Did he
but
say colored?
But the point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, oftentimes we need advocates from the other side. So if we alienate ourselves from everyone on the other side, then we put ourselves in a weaker position to be able to go and, you know, fight some of these injustices that we see. We need advocates, and we need to be able to talk to people on the other side and have those people on the other side that would be advocates for us feel comfortable being advocates for us. So I wouldn't alienate everybody who's white as being evil.
Oh yeah, not all whites are evil, but all evils are white. You have another one?
That's hilarious. Dave, this one's for you. This is from Joseph McVeigh.
Is that Timothy McVeigh, brother?
That's hilarious.
Don't be blowing no shit up here, Jay.
He said, how come more prominent black people don't speak out on their platforms about the evils of the world?
Because they get ostracized, they get fired if they have a job, they get laid off if they had a job. They probably would create, you know, I say you're going to deal with a whole lot of blowback when you open about your beliefs, political beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. You know, you can have some strong spiritual beliefs that make a person want to shoot you in the parking lot. You know, or they could. But you know, it's you know, it's unfortunate. You know, like I say, you have the freedom of speech, but it's not always free. You know, sometimes you have to pay a price to say what you want to say. Sometimes you can just say it and get away with it. Sometimes you have to pay the consequences. Uh, but you know, at this date, at least in my life, I believe speak your mind. You know, speak your mind. Just say it. What the hell? I mean, when the president can say that, he just grabbed him by the coochie. He ain't even said coochie. I'm editing. I have a cleaner kind. I'm a dirty mouth comedian. I still got a cleaner concept of language than this man does. But words is just words. Sometimes actions behind the words is more of a problem. So with that, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. But our guest in the house today, attorney, lawyer in the house, Derek Sean Tucker, Esquire. Yeah, you can let that play right there. That's the Ghetto Boys. Rest in peace, Bushwick Bill, 52-year-old Richard Stephen Shaw. We lost him Sunday in Colorado. He was the original founding member of the Ghetto Boys. Died of pancreatic cancer. Same thing. I lost my father. I used to have a comedy club in Houston. Actually, before I had my comedy club in Houston, I used to be before I had so many different careers. I was a bartender and a bartender at this club called the Rhinestone Wrangler, and they had the male dancing nights and stuff. So I've been bartending. I mean, the only guys in there, the guys dancing, and the owner of the club and myself. And all the bodybuilder dancers came in there, and Bushwick was one of the dancers. He was a little guy dancers. It was kind of cute. And then he got with the Ghetto Boys, and they did some great music, man. It's so funny because that music, the Ghetto Boys music, is like the soundtrack to my undercover narcotics career in Houston. Because that was what was going on. That was back in the '80s. That was what was going on. That was the music you was listening to when you in the car, meeting drug dealers and going places, there's some songs like "Stay" from JoJo, KC and JoJo. I hear that song. It reminds me of a drug dealer that got killed and how his car ran off the road. I still see that in my head. Associations to songs. And that's why I recommend marijuana. If you have a problem, if you can't handle your shit, try marijuana. No. But definitely rest in peace, Bushwick Bill, man. And shout out to Willie D, Scarface. And the cool thing, check this out, man. I'm so proud, man. This sharp brother that he is, Scarface, is running for city councilman in Houston. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So shout out to my hometown, Houston, Texas. Y'all get behind. I'm telling you, man, Scarface is a sharp dude. He is a very sharp brother. I've had a conversation with him just outside. We were just talking about, I may have been still a cop at the time. We come from different sides of the thing,
Sure.
But it was always respect both ways, and that's all in the past. Rap a lot of records doing their thing. Once again, rest in peace, Bushwick. Yeah. So, what we got here is a situation now with. I want to get your opinion on what you think is. Donald Trump made a statement that he doesn't see any problem with getting help from a foreign country to give him information on a competitor for election that's here in the United States. What is your opinion on that, Eric?
Well, I will say this: what Donald Trump is, though I loathe to say it sometimes, what he's good at doing is slowly pushing the envelope of what is acceptable in the office of president. So he has effectively blurred the line and moved the line back from where it was prior to him taking office on what is acceptable, what kind of behavior, what kind of actions, what kind of speech is acceptable for a president to perform while in the duty of the executive of the White House. And some people have fallen for that. And now the line to what type of actions are acceptable, i.e., accepting information and intelligence from foreigners, is now, acceptable to a group of people. It's probably a minority,
even if it's against the law.
even if it's against the law.
See, that's
Now-
but if it been, I'm telling you, if it would
Now-
have been if Barack would have just had woke up and Michelle said, what? I was having a nightmare. I dreamed I just did this shit that Donald Trump did. He would be impeached before breakfast.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying, I'm just observing from the outside, and this is what I've observed over the course of time, over Trump's presidency, is that he has slowly eroded the line of conduct, and things that we would never have imagined the president sitting in the White House to have done are now commonplace, at least for Trump. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for him. I mean,
It's no longer a surprise to us if the president comes out and says something totally ridiculous, like I would accept intelligence from the other side.
Of a dictator over my own FBI.
That's right.
The FBI is wrong. I know what's right. I'm going like this is insane.
So to answer your question, though, as far as the legality of it, no, it is not legal for any person to give aid and comfort to foreign people or adversaries that don't have the interest of the United States.
And see, I don't even think he knows what that is. It's like it's only his interest.
Well,
he got business and wealth with all these different old. It's so funny. We're not even talking about the Putin relationship no more. He's like this with everybody. You know what I mean? He's like every and I think Trump, he only respects those that he fear. Like Kim Jong-un, he fears him. He play a little game with him. They run over there and do whatever they do. He fears Putin. You know what I mean? I saw it. You see how he be trying to push the boat, push the thing with Assad, but he not sure about that. He's scared to death of Arabs. Then he comes around to Saudi Arabia, gonna give them guns that we manufacture that they'll probably wind up using on American soldiers, because it's all about clout and money to him. It's all clout and money.
Yeah, and Donald Trump is a lot smarter than a lot of people give him credit for. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's not stupid.
Such a narcissist. He has to know, because he's like, I got to keep an eye on me because I'm the shit. That's how, what I mean? It's like I have to be in control. Half his positions, cabinet positions, ain't filled because he has to run everything.
That's right.
He has to be in control of everything. And
all that is by design.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I don't know. I'm not here to say who's right or who's wrong.
Say it, Derek. Say it.
That's not. I don't think that's a proper way to talk about something.
Right.
From my perspective, what's legal and what's not legal is
right,
what I'm
what's
talking
wrong.
about. And like I was telling you, everything is in these books. It's all in these books. These books contain all the information. Impeachment. The people keep saying, impeach Donald Trump, impeach him now. Well, you got to understand what is impeachment. Yeah. Impeachment does not mean what 95% of people watching us today do not know what the word impeachment actually means and what the process of impeachment is. Or they would not be saying impeach him now and being upset with Nancy Pelosi.
But they got to do something.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm sure that everyone has heard already that At this point in time, we do not have the proper makeup in order to have an effective impeachment. Why?
Yeah,
Because
because the
impeachment.
Republicans own the other part of the Congress, and they're not going to even they're not going to even address it. They're not bringing anything to the floor. But
They've
to me,
already.
it just sets a precedent. The next president comes along and say, "Listen, hey, impeach me." If you might well not, because like as with Donald Trump, you didn't impeach him. So I know what I can get away with in the White House, because this guy who just left all of this precedent for us to be able to do. We can actually play golf more than anybody. We can actually have businesses. The Moments Clause doesn't mean anything anymore. We've proven that they can't even enforce it. So come on in, next president. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave some emolument shit on the toilet for you. It's just awful.
Here's the thing,
It's
though,
like the
David.
erosion of our democracy.
I agree. But here's the thing, David, with this, just strictly on the impeachment question, is if we spend, or not us, but if the House of Representatives spend whatever amount of time it's going to take them to go through the process that they go through
Oh, yeah, it's a
in
long
order
time.
to
It's about a year
do an impeachment, they have to create the articles of impeachment, they have to hold the vote. They have to win by a simple majority, which they will, because we control the House, right? Or not we, but Democrats control the House, right? So that would go through, but the problem is that second part. Now that's just the first part of the impeachment. It's saying we've impeached this. It's almost like the indictment in a criminal case, right?
There's enough there.
There's
too.
enough here to bring a case against this person to convict them.
Right.
That's what that establishes
Right.
in the House. The next part is up to the Senate. The Senate, which is comprised of 100 senators, is controlled, as you said, by the Republicans. In order for the impeachment to be a conviction, where President Trump would be pushed out of office,
It's two-thirds.
two-thirds of the Senate, two-thirds of the present members that are voting, whatever number that is,
Yeah.
a supermajority. That means, going by the current count, there need to be at least 34 Republicans in the Senate would need
Yeah.
to.
He had to kill somebody at the White House to get half of those.
So to what end? And this is why I say don't be so hard on Nancy Pelosi, because to what end is it, when she knows that that's the case, and we know that that's the case, to go through that process and not get out of that process what we want, and then the
Yeah.
letdown from that. Say, oh,
Yeah, because
we
he
just
gonna
slapped
be
him
like,
on the wrist.
yeah.
Nothing ever. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I won again. I beat her again.
Yes.
I can hear him.
So when she said, when Nancy Pelosi said, I want to see him in prison. I don't want him impeached. I want to see him in prison.
gangster.
Listen to what she's saying. And this is the part where people have to really pay attention and understand what's going on, and not be so ready to jump ship and say that people aren't doing anything, because the president cannot be indicted while he sits in the office for a crime.
Right. As a practice.
As a constitutional right, okay? But after he leaves office, he is
Right.
still.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's toast when he get out of office.
So if there is a case, which and remember, they are going after this case on him like rabid dogs. They're going and pulling documents and requesting,
Oh, yeah.
doing subpoenas,
And he's blocked. They executive privilege and everything.
but it's not going to hold up. But it's got to go through the process.
Yeah, the
See,
process.
what they're also very smart at doing, his administration, is playing the long game. See, they know exactly what they're doing. All of this that's going on was thought about way before all this happened. They know that they can drag the ball up, it's like rolling the ball up the court.
Oh
Just
yeah.
spend that money in that time, okay? Because Donald Trump's the next election is going to be here before all of this stuff plays out. I guarantee you that. We're
That's why
going to still
you
be.
got to beat him in the polls.
That's where now. That's
Yeah.
where just like the woman from the Central Park 5. How do you beat her?
Cut him in the pocketbook.
Get her where it hurts. Get them books off the shelves. Every time she tries to say that somebody lied on her or that she believes there's a sixth person, we got to come out. People have to come out and say, no, you're wrong. Here are the facts. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Donald Trump.
absolutely
You
right.
don't quit. You don't say, oh, nobody's going to do nothing and I can't do nothing. No, that's when they win.
Yeah.
When we win is when we use our minds and the information that's in these books to beat them at their own game. That's when we win.
And y'all heard it directly from the man, Derek Sean Tucker, Esquire. Again, he's one of the sponsors of Opinion Nation, specializing in work with comp, civil matters, contract negotiation, and personal injury. Give him a call. He's located at 21550 Oxnard Street in Woodland Hills. An excellent attorney. Give him a buzz, 818-274-3055. And also, if you're trying to get your weight down, you're trying to get in shape, trying to tighten it up, trying to get the jiggle to only jiggle twice when you stop walking, you need to go out to the social workout studio with Alice and get your workout on. Social Workout Studio. Go to socialworkoutstudio.com. Check out her photos. Check out her gym. Go out there. Tell her I sent you. Social Workout Studio in Chatsworth.
I need to get out there and see. You said it was Alice at the social workout?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I need to get over
Yeah.
there, man.
She'll get you right.
Yes, sir.
So I want to thank you for coming out, Derek. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
I definitely appreciate the sponsorship and everything. And every Wednesday we try to do this and put some stuff together and then just discuss and have people. If a couple people are in here and the people that are tuning in, if it just gets in their head and they think, just make them think. I just like to make people think about stuff and then go from there. I don't try to persuade nobody to my opinion. My opinion is that's like I say, everybody got an asshole, everybody got an opinion, and yours is yours, mine is mine. I just like to share it with those, and I appreciate people calling in. I know last week we went to break. I forgot to come back. It was a question that I said it was a teaser that I forgot, and that was the Brittany K. Barnett. That's the woman that was responsible for the release of those prisoners that Kim Kardashian is a part of. We were talking about, a black female. She's the one with the law degree, but Kim with the name recognition and the pocketbook, if necessary. She getting it done, and appreciate both of them. That's great. And the final opinion today, man, is simple as this. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. People elected him to be that. But as any president of any organization, the people that elect that president, the people that are under that president, just need to watch. You need to watch the leaders. You need to watch what they're doing. You need to pay attention to what your leader's doing. If you are playing basketball, you're paying attention to the point guard. You have to pay attention. You might get hit in the head with the ball. The bottom line is, it is what it is. That's who we got right now. But pay attention, because we are part of history. Kids are going to study what we're living right now in the future about how it was, like we studied about things that were in the past and how we got through it. It is what it is. We can't change that. Linda Fairstein, she did her job. She thought she did right. In her heart of mind, she probably believes she did a great thing. She wouldn't have probably gotten awarded so many opportunities and books and book deals and agents and all type of things. But there's a thing that's called the truth. And they say that the truth will set you free. And for that, I want to thank Ava DuVernay for at least putting out a truth that these 5 young boys who are now old men can say that this was their truth. They was there. The jogger survived. She has not pointed one finger at those 5 boys. She was hit in the back of the head by a branch. She don't know what happened. She was beat bad. She survived, and they survived. That's just what life is all about. Just like they survived, we will survive. Donald Trump. It's Opinion Nation.